The hidden secrets of etymology, the true meaning of words. Warning, you've been using words wrong your whole life. The shocking truth about language will blow your mind. Keep watching to uncover the secret history behind words you use every day. Hello everyone. Welcome to this deep dive into the world of words where we uncover the hidden history behind everyday language. Today, we're exploring etymology, the study of the origin of words and how they've transformed through time. But here's the thing, etymology isn't just about definitions, it's about the journey. Words have lived through wars, empires, revolutions, and cultural shifts, and they carry these stories within them. Words are living time capsules. Language is not static, it breathes, transforms, and evolves just like living organisms. Just as species adapt to their environments over time, words adapt to cultural shifts, technological advancements, and societal changes. Words are time capsules, holding within them the traces of history, tradition, and human experience. Their meanings, usage, and pronunciation mutate as they pass through generations, leaving behind fascinating linguistic footprints. Let's take a journey through some of the most surprising word transformations and uncover the hidden stories behind words we use every day. The word girl, once genderless. Today, when we hear the word girl, we immediately think of a young female. But did you know that in the Middle Ages, the word girl had no gender at all? Originally, it referred to any young person, whether male or female. It wasn't until the 14th or 15th century that it gradually became associated exclusively with females. Imagine how confusing it would be to travel back in time and hear someone refer to a group of boys as girls. This shift in meaning reflects broader societal changes in how gender and youth were perceived over time. The word silly, from innocence to insult. The word silly is commonly used today to describe someone acting foolishly or ridiculously. However, its original meaning was quite the opposite. In Old English, silly spelled seely actually meant blessed, fortunate, or innocent. It was a term of endearment, often used to describe someone pure-hearted or kind. Over time, the meaning began to shift. In Middle English, it started to describe someone naive or simple-minded. By the 16th century, the word had fully transformed into an insult, meaning foolish or lacking good judgment. This change reflects a broader linguistic pattern where words associated with innocence and simplicity often take on negative connotations over time. Think about how the word childish is often used in a negative way today, even though it simply means acting like a child. The word clue, a thread through time. The word clue seems pretty straightforward today. It means a hint or a piece of information that helps solve a mystery, but its origins are far more tangled. The word clue originally meant a ball of yarn or thread. This meaning dates back to Greek mythology, where the hero Theseus used a thread or clue to navigate the deadly labyrinth of the Minotaur. The thread guided him safely out of the maze after slaying the beast. Because of this myth, the word clue gradually took on the metaphorical meaning of something that helps you find your way or solve a problem. By the 16th century, the meaning had evolved from a literal ball of thread to a figurative piece of information that leads to an answer. So next time you're solving a mystery, just remember you're following a thread of history, just like Theseus. The bigger picture. Why do words change? Words change for several reasons, and understanding these shifts helps us appreciate language as a living, evolving entity. Some key reasons include: 1. Cultural and social shifts. As societies evolve, so do the meanings of words. Changes in attitudes, beliefs, and technology often shape how words are used. 2. Linguistic borrowing. Many words travel between languages, absorbing new meanings along the way. 3. Misinterpretation and slang. Everyday usage and informal speech can twist a word's original meaning over time. 4. Pronunciation and spelling changes. As language naturally shifts, pronunciations become simplified, and spellings adapt accordingly. Final thought. Words are time machines. Every word we use today carries echoes of its past. Its history is written in every syllable. Understanding where words come from can give us a deeper appreciation for language and the ways it connects us to history. So, what's your favorite word with a surprising history? Drop it in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going and continue uncovering the secrets hidden within our words. Borrowed words, the global influence on language. Language is a vast, interconnected web, shaped by centuries of cultural exchange, migration, trade, and conquest. Many of the words we use daily have origins far removed from the English language. Having traveled across continents and adapted to new tongues over time, every borrowed word carries a hidden history, a story of human interaction, commerce, and adaptation. Let's take a closer look at some fascinating examples of borrowed words and how they have journeyed across the globe to become a part of our everyday vocabulary. Coffee, a journey from the Middle East to the world. Most of us can't imagine starting the day without a cup of coffee, but have you ever thought about where the word coffee comes from? The term originates from the Arabic word kahwa, which originally referred to a type of wine. The term was later used for coffee because of its stimulating effect. From the Arabian Peninsula, the word kahwa traveled to Turkey, where it became kahve. The Ottoman Empire played a key role in spreading coffee culture across Europe, and when it reached Italy, the word transformed into kaf. Finally, when a beverage that traveled the world, the drink made its way to England in the 16th century, evolving into the term we recognize today, coffee. Interestingly, the beverage itself took a similar path. It was first cultivated in a region of Africa, then introduced to another part of the world. And from there, it spread through various countries before becoming a global favorite. So, the next time you enjoy your morning cup, remember you're participating in a long-standing tradition that has journeyed through multiple cultures and languages. A 40-day isolation rule from the past. The word used for enforced isolation has been part of our vocabulary for centuries, but its origins trace back to medieval times. The term comes from an old Italian word meaning 40. During a major health crisis, one of Europe's busiest trading ports established a policy requiring incoming ships to remain isolated for 40 days before docking. This was a precautionary measure to protect the population. Over time, this practice led to the modern word we use today. It's a perfect example of how history, medicine, and language are interconnected, from theater to modern technology. The term robot brings to mind images of advanced machines, artificial intelligence, and automation. However, its origins can be traced back to literature. The word comes from a Czech term meaning hard labor or compulsory work. It first appeared in a 1920 play that imagined mechanical workers performing tasks for humans. The idea quickly gained popularity, and the word became a universal term for machines that operate independently. Today, it is used in various industries, from technology to science fiction. So, the next time you see an automated device at work, remember it all started with a visionary story written over a century ago. A sauce with Eastern origins. Many people associate a well-known red sauce with modern cuisine, but its roots can be traced back centuries. The word originates from an old term used in southern China for a fermented condiment. Traders introduced it to different regions, where the recipe was gradually adapted. By the 19th century, a new version using tomatoes had become widely popular, evolving into one of the most commonly used condiments around the world today. So, every time you squeeze ketchup onto your fries or burger, you're enjoying a product with deep Asian culinary roots that evolved over time to become a global favorite. The bigger picture, how borrowed words shape language. These examples are just a small glimpse into the vast world of linguistic borrowing. Many words we use daily like piano Italian, pajamas Persian, algebra Arabic, and safari Swahili originated from different languages and were absorbed into English through centuries of trade, exploration, and cultural exchange. Why do languages borrow words? 1. Trade and commerce. When cultures engage in trade, they often adopt words related to goods and services. 2. Migration and colonization. When people move or empires expand, languages mix, leading to linguistic borrowing. 3. Technological and scientific advancements. Many scientific and technical terms originate in one language and spread globally. 4. Cultural influence and popularity. When certain cuisines, music, or traditions gain popularity, their associated words often become universal. Final thought. Language is a reflection of human connection. Every borrowed word tells a story of cultural exchange and reminds us that language is constantly evolving. The words we use today are historical footprints, reflecting how civilizations have interacted over the centuries. So, the next time you sip on coffee, talk about robots, or squeeze ketchup onto your fries, remember you're using words that have journeyed across time, continents, and cultures to reach you. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite borrowed word with an interesting history? Drop it in the comments below. Let's explore the fascinating journey of language together. How meanings change over time. Language is alive, it breathes, shifts, and adapts with society. Words don't always mean what they once did, and some have changed so drastically that their original meanings might surprise you. Over time, social changes, cultural influences, and even misinterpretations have reshaped words in fascinating ways. Let's take a look at some words that have undergone dramatic transformations throughout history. Nice, from insult to compliment. Today, calling someone nice is a compliment. It means they're pleasant, kind, or agreeable. But did you know that in the 14th century, nice meant something entirely different? The word nice comes from the Latin necius, which means ignorant or not knowing. In Old French, it evolved into nice, meaning foolish, simple, or silly. Over the centuries, its meaning softened first to mean timid or delicate, then refined or courteous, and eventually, the positive connotation we use today. So, if someone from medieval times heard you call them nice, they might not be too happy about it. Awful, once full of awe, now a negative word. The word awful originally had a positive meaning. In Middle English, it meant full of awe or inspiring reverence, similar to how we use awesome today. For example, a grand cathedral or a powerful king could be described as awful in a respectful way. However, over time, the meaning shifted. Instead of referring to something inspiring, awful took on a negative tone, eventually coming to mean something terrible, dreadful, or unpleasant. Imagine telling someone their performance was awful. They wouldn't take it as a compliment, but centuries ago, it might have been praise. Literally, a word that lost its original meaning. Originally, literally meant in a literal, exact sense with no exaggeration. If someone said, "I literally walked 10 miles," they meant they actually walked 10 miles. But in modern speech, people often use literally for emphasis, even when what they're saying isn't literal at all. You might hear someone say, "I'm literally dying of laughter." Are they actually dying? No, my brain literally exploded from that math problem. No explosions happened. The ironic part? Many dictionaries now accept the figurative meaning of literally because of how common it has become. Language evolves, and literally is a prime example of how usage shapes meaning. Language evolution. Why do words change? Cultural shifts. As societies change, words take on new meanings to reflect new realities. Misuse and popular usage. If enough people start using a word differently, dictionaries eventually adapt. Foreign influences. When languages mix, meanings sometimes shift to fit new cultural contexts. Slang and trends. Words often change because of how younger generations use them. Final thought. Words are living time capsules. The way we use words today is just one moment in their long historical journey. What's considered correct now might change in the future, just like how nice, awful, and literally transformed over time. What's your favorite word that changed meaning over time? Drop it in the comments below. Let's explore the wild world of language together. Why does etymology matter? Understanding the history of words gives us power. It allows us to use language more effectively and appreciate the cultures behind our everyday vocabulary. Words aren't just tools for communication. They're windows into history, shaping how we think and express ourselves. And now, I want to hear from you. What's the most surprising word origin you know? Drop it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a mind-blowing word fact again.